so this sequence is very short, 3 minutes. And if you don't have time to do anything else, this is what you should do, all right?
Yes.
But we should always start with some product for some slip. So a mist. I love the Neroli toner. Could also use our Rose Hydrating Toner. Generously mist on.
Smells so good.
And then a little oil. I'm gonna use the night balm. Oil or balm? I like to use balms because it's a little bit thicker, so that, especially if you're doing a longer protocol, it adds slip for a little bit longer. Put that on. And we're ready.
So what we'll do is we're gonna start in the middle. The angle of the stone is really important, so think of it like a squeegee. We're gonna hold it at an angle where we can connect with the skin and actually move those fluids. The touch is very light, so you just wanna place it on your neck and glide down. Very light to the touch, like just the weight of the stone. When we talk about connecting with the skin, the way that the stone is designed is it has this beveled edge, and that's actually the part that you're connecting with the skin. So when you're using it, you're more at a 15-degree angle, and you're not on the sharper side. When you're on the sharper side, you actually miss the connection because there'll be an open space. We're just gonna do 3 sweeps, but you can do 3 to 5, 7 sweeps, and then I'm gonna have you move outward where it feels comfortable, and just move where the stone contours your neck. And we're just doing light movements. Make sure you're starting under the jawline and working all the way down to the base of your neck. Now come up behind your ear. So you're gonna kind of touch upon that, it's called the occipital ridge. So it's where the crown of your head begins. And then just below your ear, and you're going to sweep down. Now this is really important because this is a major lymphatic pathway. And this is also, again, very relaxing. There's a lot of trigger points. We hold a lot of stress in our neck. And again, that blocks the flow of nutrients and also the removal of waste. Now, if you have a different shaped neck, we also have a similar angle. What you can do is if over your spine and over the trachea, you want to use the smaller curve. If it doesn't feel comfortable on your neck, you can always switch to the larger curve and work down. So again, when we're talking about connecting with the skin, we want to make sure if you have wrinkles, if you have very thin, crepey skin, or if you have larger folds in your neck, it's absolutely fine. Again, it's about connecting. So you want to come right under your jawline. And you can also support your skin. I'm just placing my finger on, I'm not pressing, I'm not pulling, I'm just placing my finger and just drawing it down, okay? Very light pressure, very smooth. I'm not trying to muscle it. I'm actually not trying to massage. What I'm trying to do, it's just like cleaning your windows, okay? I'm just sweeping down like a squeegee, right? So think of using a squeegee on a mirror or your shower door. It has that angle and it's gonna clear the fluids.
As light as possible.
It's just the weight of the stone.
Yeah.
Literally the weight of the stone. I'm gonna have you go ahead and just continue around until you get to your spine. And again, from the base of your crown all the way down to the base of the neck. So start all the way up where you feel that ridge right behind your head.
Which is actually probably above your hairline, right? So
yes, a little bit.
Where your hair is.
Yeah.
Okay.
And those muscles are also important, which we will address later in the protocol as well. If you do 3 strokes each, down, and then you're actually going to hug your spine. So if this is your spine, you're going to be coming down and hugging it. So if my finger is the spine, we want to be able to hug it, but we don't want to press on the spine. So with this angle, we're able to work right along the spine, but really what we're doing is we're working the pathways along the spine. Really, most importantly, you're going to feel that relaxation and the tightness. That one, it helps with your posture. And when you bring your posture up, you already look contoured, and it helps with that fluid that tends to pool under your jawline. So again, you're gonna do just 3 movements, and you can work along your neck. So like Dominique is doing, is she's coming right under, right down to the collarbone. And this is also going to help your hands. We use our hands a lot because we're always on devices. So again, we don't want to put a death grip on the stone. We want to work in a gentle way with our skin because we want the skin to release. We want things to flow, and we're not trying to muscle in. This is very superficial. And it feels good. It's very relaxing. And anytime that you can reduce stress or feel that relaxation, it's kind of like taking a deep breath, that is going to help rejuvenate your skin. As you're coming around the front, what you can do is add some zigzags, some upward and downward movements. And that's really kind of a flick of the wrist. As you come around with your zigzags, again, it's more just a flick of the wrist. So it's a very light pressure. Hold in the center of the stone so that you can have a nice even sweep because it's all about consistency and connecting with the entire surface of the stone. Okay, so just zigzag all the way up, all the way down. Then we're going to go ahead and this is what I call the off ramp. So this is a really important area to open, and it's the area, it's really about a 2-finger width, and it's right in front of your ear. Okay, so you might feel some tingling, or maybe it might be very tender to the touch, and that just means that there is a buildup of fluid, or maybe it's kind of hardened, happens. So we just want to promote that flow and mobility in front of the ear. So you'll take your long angle of the stone that is the same as the 2 width of your finger, and you're going to place this right on that area in front of the ear, and this other angle just kind of tucks behind your ear, and it's all about a flat sweep. So you're just going to sweep, sweep in front of the ear. You might also feel that it's creating the urge to swallow, or it's causing you to swallow, which is absolutely fine. That's just it's stimulating the salivary glands. So we're going to take this rounded tip, and that actually is really the same width as taking 2 fingers along this area in front of the ear. You'll take and sweep down. So you just want to hold it flat so it's flush to the skin and sweep outward. Sweep, sweep. So this area might feel tender to the touch, and that's just where you get a lot of accumulations and a lot of buildup of cellular debris and lymph. And that is the off ramp. As we move fluids outward, this is going to allow for them to drain all the way down the neck.
So it's important to do this before we continue with the face, just
Absolutely.
to make sure that
Absolutely.
everything can kind of drain.
Absolutely. And as you're doing your sweeps out, at any time that you feel like maybe you can see it pooling, you might see a little bit of puffiness, or you might feel that tenderness, go back to your sweeping motions. You can come back and revisit that lymphatic sequence underneath the ear. So you can start and sweep down again, in front of the ear, behind the ear, and then sweep, sweep, sweep. So those can always be done intermittently as you're working. And it really depends on how much fluid you're moving and how much fluid needs to be moved. So it can vary from person to person. Now we're going to move on up. So we started the neck, which is the most important. So we're going to come to underneath the jaw. So similar to coming down, we're going to take that same half moon angle and we're going to work underneath. And for right now with the lymphatic sequence, you can do short strokes out or follow them longer out to just under where the jawline curves around. So your jawline comes out and it curves up, and that's right where that off-ramp starts. So you can come in and just sweep 2, 3, right from the center. So you want to go right at the midline, anchor under your chin so you're supporting the skin on the left or right side, opposite of the angle you're sweeping, and again, feather light. Avoid the temptation to press deep. So then you're ready to go to the face. What I like to do is I like to start with just kind of what I call flushing. And it's almost like just taking a deep breath, right? We're just flushing out the skin. And you're going to use the entire length of the stone. And what we'll do is we'll connect it from the tip of the nose right in front of your smile line. And you can anchor if you need to, if you want to provide a little bit of support as you glide out. So again, avoid the temptation for pressure. This is just a light sweeping, okay? Light sweep out all the way right to your hairline and right in front of the ear. You might feel like almost like you're walking in mud, right? Like it gets really tight and it's hard to sweep. At any time, you can just give it a little bit of a wiggle. So it might be kind of, as you near the edge of your cheek, you'll see that pull of fluids and just zigzag through it all the way. And that's also going to help open up that area where the fluids need to drain. So really, all you're doing is coming out and wiggling it out like that. Now, we're going to angle and sweep down. Take the angle of your stone, and the teeth are going to be pointed in towards the midline of your face. And we're going to do 6 sweeps. And the first, we're using your cheekbone as the guide. So we're going to come from the corner of your nose. So go ahead and just kind of, yes. And you want to make sure that you have that angle. Again, making sure we connect with the skin and sweep out. So connect, sweep. Do that 3 times. What you'll notice is some thinning. Again, you might feel kind of that movement of fluid. You might get that feeling that you want to swallow. So when you're working alone, just sweep, sweep, sweep. Now come up to the bridge of your nose. And you want to angle it a little bit, so again, you're connecting like a scoop, and you're coming in. If you want to hold and support the inner part of your nose or around your eye, just to avoid any type of a stretch or pulling. Angle your stone, however it is, to connect the most with your face, and again, sweep down. Think of like a windshield wiper. Sweep down, and at any time that it's not connecting, move the angle of the stone. If this isn't working, angle it a little bit. Angle it around so that you really get a nice sweep. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it's all about angling and sweeping down. And let's just go ahead and do that movement again, where we're coming out, really hooking in front of the smile line. And if you need to, you can anchor, not a pull, and just glide very, very, very lightly. If you need, you can wiggle. Otherwise, sweep all the way out and follow your stroke through. Okay?
I really feel like I want to do the ear one again.
Sure. So at any time that you want to, this will connect behind your ear. So you can think of it like going like this, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're going to come in and do sweeping like this, is actually a manual movement, but the stone is going to do it for you. So it's going to hook. And if you want to, I have a tendency to just hold and always support my skin, but the movement is a sweep like here. So you're sweeping flat, and you can even kind of tuck it up and under here as well. And then your follow through stroke, if you want, is to come back to that small half moon and sweep all the way down again. And again, this can be done intermittently anytime that you feel that you're getting that stagnation or the pooling of the fluids. So then we'll finish on the forehead, and we're going to take the large half moon, this what I like to call the wave, and you can do this 2 different ways. The stone is smooth enough and it's thick enough that you can get a nice glide by coming up and just pressing in towards the forehead. Again, the key is to maintain connection, okay, and avoid the tendency to add a lot of pressure. So I'm just gliding. It's at this 15 degrees. The other option is to come in, glide up, and out. And you can do each of those strokes 3 times.
It's starting right above the eyebrow, right?
Start right above the eyebrow. And if you feel, everybody has a different shape with their brows. Some are more protruding and some are flatter. So if that's the case, switch the angle. You always have the option of coming to your smaller angle. So if that doesn't work for you, then you can come in and you can use this angle. Just be careful of the acupressure tips, okay? It might be something where this works on the corner of your brow, but it might not work in the center. So if it doesn't work, switch the angle. So you can come in right from the center and just sweep 2, 3, and again, feather light. As we enter this new decade of skincare, we're no longer reliant on a miracle skin cream or product, but we're looking at products to support the natural function of the skin, and we're looking at facial massage to support and ignite that natural function of the skin. So therefore, we have a really nice synergy between the two of them. We have the massage and the products, and they should work together, and they should work with the natural function of the skin. And that's what our goal is with the products and this collaboration, and hopefully with this video for you at home.